What is up, YouTube? It's your favorite medical student, Henson, and we are back for the first video of the new year. Now, seeing as how this is the first video of the new year, Happy New Year to each and every single one of y'all. Regardless of how this year started, and it was a little rough, we are still gonna make this our year. This year is about to go crazy. Now, for those of you who haven't followed me yet or who aren't following me, you do not want to go through 2021 without subscribing to this channel. So go ahead and turn that subscribe button gray and like this video while you're at it. And for everyone who do follow me or who does follow me, what's up, famo? Welcome back. We are back and we are going to be better for this whole entire year. Alright, so prior to last year ending, we started the operating room, which is gonna be this like the series where I talk about me, talk about life, where we go through things on a less professional side of things. So like I said, I'm gonna be posting these videos on weekdays, and then when I do finish like editing, interviewing like the more professional videos, those will be going up on weekends. Now those do take a lot longer to get through because obviously I have to locate the medical students, interview them, edit the video, put it together, upload it, or like for the different career ones, I gotta find the careers and things like that. So those ones do take me a lot longer, but I'm gonna try to do these a lot more often. So first video of the new year, what are we gonna be talking about? Now, obviously medical school's a lot. Like, it's a lot of studying, it's a lot of just like work, and it's a lot of investment, it's a lot of time that you put into school itself. But medical school should not be all studying. So for like these next videos, I'm just gonna talk about like things that I do and things that I also get involved in to kind of take away from the monotony of like studying itself. So those of you who follow me on Instagram, the real ones, if you don't follow me, go ahead and follow me now. But those of you who follow me on Instagram, you know that over the last, I guess, since I graduated from undergrad, I've been trying to do something called a book a month, where I try to read a book a month. Pretty self-explanatory, but a majority of the time I actually do not really hit that month, where sometimes it like drags on to the next month, or sometimes I just kind of like get tired with the book and stuff like that. But regardless, I do like to read, so I'm always trying to read more. And for this year, I actually want to stay more on the book a month. Now, obviously, with STEP coming up and with things coming up, there are some times where like my book might extend more than a month. But the point for me is I do want to continue reading, and I do want to make this a habit. So introducing this to you guys on YouTube, and even though those of you on Instagram already knew about it, we are going back to our book of the month. So this book, shout out to my homeboy Frankie who put me on, was suggested by my homeboy Frankie. And this book came in actually early December. I think it came in on the 12th. I remember because that's the day that the Jubilees came out, and I did get them on the Sneakers app. So that's why I remember this date. But this book is called Mindset by Carol Dweck. And this book came to me along with the 50 Cent book, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter by Curtis Jackson, so I was trying to decide between them which one I wanted to read. And I decided to read this one first because it was the one I was the least excited about. I've heard a lot about the 50 Cent book, so I was like, okay, I definitely want to read that one. But I did read this one first just because I was like, okay, I'm just going to knock this out and I'm going to read the 50 Cent one. However, I am actually really glad that I did start this book. Now, I started this book that same week when I got it. And then when I went home for Christmas for the holidays, I did not read. At first, I thought I left the book. Then I found the book, but by that time I was already so entrenched in like family and trying to like organize things that I did not actually read it. So realistically, I've read one chapter of this book already, so it is kind of cheating because I am starting the month off with a handicap. But still, we're gonna go about it, and then next month we are gonna start afresh with a brand new book. So this book, Mindset by Carol Dweck. I'm really glad that I picked this book up just because of like how the first chapter is already reorganizing how I think about things in general. So the main, so far from what I've read, the main I guess theme or purpose of this book is to kind of differentiate between what they call the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. And I'm gonna say this now, this book exposed me like I don't know what. From the very first chapter of this book, I felt like I had too much in common with the negative parts, or with like the mindset that the book was painting as the negative mindset, which was like the fixed mindset, where things are based more so on success, where things are based more so on, I guess, accolades and not really growth. For example, I'm gonna read this portion right here that I thought was really kind of like telling in general. Actually, maybe it's two portions. So on page 48 of this book, chapter 1, all right, chapter 1, mind you, it says, many growth-minded people didn't even plan to go to the top. They just got there as a result of doing what they love. It's ironic. The top is where the fixed mindset people hunger to be, but it's where many growth-minded people arrive as a byproduct of their enthusiasm for what they do. This point is also crucial. In the fixed mindset, everything is about the outcome. If you fail, or if you're not the best, it's all been wasted. The growth mindset allows people to value what they're doing regardless of the outcome. They're tackling problems, charting your courses, working on important issues. Maybe they haven't found a cure for cancer, but the search was deeply meaningful. And then the second one I want to read, it says, sure, people with the fixed mindset have read books that say success is about being your best self, not about being better than others. Failure is an opportunity, not a condemnation. Effort is the key to success, but they can't put this into practice because their basic mindset, their belief and fixed traits is telling them something entirely different. That success is about being more gifted than others, that failure does measure you, and that effort is for those who can't make it on talent. So, why did that resonate with me? Why did I pick this in general? Now, obviously you all know that I love where I'm at right now. I love being in med school. I love my outlook in the future. I love everything about it, and I'm very content with where I am. It is what truly talks to me and what resonates to me. However, over the course of getting here, everything has been so measurable that reading this, I feel like somewhere along the way, I started to fall into the trap of, okay, this is what's needed to get here. For example, to get here, yeah, you have to pass all your pre-med classes. To get here, you have to take an MCAT, which puts you on a scale telling you that you're in this percentile, and you have to get this score in order to go to this school. To get here, you have to do all of these different things and have your application measure up to another, but still have you stand out in some form, shape, or fashion. Once you're in med school, you have grades. You have histograms telling you, oh, you didn't meet the average, or you did meet the average. You're this class rank, you're that class rank. And even now that I'm approaching step 1, which is our boards, it's like you have to get this score, or you should be within this score range in order to go to this specialty. So everything has been so like accolades, numbers based for me, that I did fall into the trap of like letting scores run my life, where it became more so like, okay, I'm studying and I'm doing this in order to get this score. I'm taking this board exam in like May in order to get this score so that I can do this. And along the way, I feel like I lost that part where you were learning, because it's like, oh, this disease is interesting. Oh, this is interesting. I want to learn this because obviously this is going to help in the future. And as naive of me it is to say, up until this point, things have been slightly, up until med school, before med school, up until the time I reached med school, things were easier. Like, you were in college, without trying to put this in any sort of like demeaning tone, I didn't really struggle much in college. I didn't really do, it wasn't something that I would say I put a lot of time into, and things seemed more intuitive. Yeah, there are those classes you cram for, but it was one of those things where even if I could slack off, the whole semester and then just take like the night or two before the exam and just stay up, no sleep, and cram, and do fine on the exam, and then walk out like, okay, cool, now back to normal life. I can't do that anymore. So when I do hit things where, and I didn't realize it at first, but like, it's like when I do hit things where I do struggle with, like, for example, farm. If you watch my videos, you know how much I hate farm. You know that farm destroyed my life. Now, when I hit things like farm, and it doesn't come so easily, and I'm sitting here and it's like, this doesn't make sense. And I'm getting frustrated with myself versus trying to learn it and get better, because at the end of the day, I fell into the trap of like, okay, why doesn't this make sense? Is it because I'm stupid? Is it because I don't understand it? Versus just realizing that, okay, this doesn't hit normally, so I'm just gonna have to put a little more effort into it. Or I got to respiratory, and I've always been a numbers person. I've always been a math person. I did fine on like understanding like the whole entire math and how concepts works and the whole entire like physiology, but some things just intuitively did not click for me. And for me, it was one of those things where it was just like I started getting frustrated with myself because I wasn't learning it in the way I should have. And then I started comparing me not having an easy time of it to like my friends who were having an easier time of it. And it was just like, okay, I don't think it was imposter syndrome, because in my mind it was like, yeah, I'm here, I belong to be here, I belong to be here, I belong here. But it was like, it was more so of like, why is this hitting me different? I forgot all of the other subjects where it was just like, okay, this clicks. And for me, I was so focused on like this tunnel vision outlook of like, I don't know why I'm struggling with this, or why this concept isn't sitting right. And it became all about the numbers. And reading that and then sitting there like, oh, that was me. I really truly did realize that somewhere along the way I forgot why I was doing this. I wouldn't say I forgot why I was doing this, but why I was doing this, or like the fun of learning, I guess, new diseases, the fun of like realizing, okay, this is what's going on in the body. Somewhere along the way it became a second priority. And my first priority was, okay, I gotta excel, I gotta do this, I gotta get the grade, I gotta get an amazing step 1 score in order to do this. When by also doing that, I guess I was sacrificing the learning I could have been doing that would have lasted longer, trying to do this whole cram and dump thing. So this book meant a lot in that aspect of things, because as I get closer to my boards and I'm making my study schedule, and for me it's like, okay, I gotta study this amount of hours because this person is doing this and my mentor told me to do this, and this is how I'm going to get the score I need. I realized that at the end of the day, I forgot to realize that at the end of the day, this test is just testing how much you know and how much you learned. And if I really took the time to like actually be interested in the material and learn it, then I probably would have a better chance of doing it. So I don't really know what really led me to pick this book over the 50 Cent one. However, I'm really glad I picked it at the time, because it is truly setting me up to reorganize and rearrange my thoughts, so that as I'm going through the second year, and as I have 2 more years of med school left where I am in the clinics, I can start thinking more so about what matters more. And I can start getting out of this mindset that numbers and success is determined by success is determined by the numbers we get and the accolades we receive, or the percentile we're at. And while that is still very true, we are still very much guided by those numbers, because even though step 1 becomes pass-fail next year, for my year it is not pass-fail. So when I'm applying to residency, yeah, they're gonna look at my application, they're gonna look at my SEP score, they're gonna look at the number of like publications you have and all this other stuff. So numbers still matter, but I think I need to change why I pursue those numbers. And I think this was a good time for me to have that realization and for me to come back. So to Frankie, thank you big time for putting this book on my radar and for giving me this book to enjoy. To everyone else out there, I honestly think you should read the book, because I learned something from it, and I really truly do think that you can find a way to connect to this book no matter what field you're in, whether it be sports, whether it be medicine. Even in sports, like we have this whole thing of like the natural gifted athlete, but like at the same time, anyone who puts in the work and anyone who puts in the time can get better. I mean, look at Michael Jordan, that is. Yes, you should have the natural talent, but at the same time, effort, mindset, and consistency matter. And you can apply that to any part of your life. So I truly do think that everyone should read this book, because this book is speaking to me. Like, it's speaking to me in ways that I didn't really expect it to. So for every month, I'm gonna try to do one of these videos where at the beginning I'll introduce the book, and then at the end I'm gonna try to talk about the book and everything I learned. So you're gonna see another video about this book where I'm gonna cover my thoughts now that I'm done with the book, since I'm still in the beginning stages of it. And of course you'll also see other videos from the operating room and different things I'm talking about. But for our very first video of the new year, I'm glad it was this one, and I'm glad that it is a video I can use to restructure my mindset going into the remainder of this year. So to everyone watching, thank y'all for watching. Welcome back to the channel and this wonderful new year. Subscribe, like, comment, share this video. And if you have any book recommendations, leave them down in the comments because I would like to read all of them. If you have any like thoughts or personal like ideas on this book itself, if you've already read it, leave it down in the comments also, because maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there are parts of it that I didn't catch already, or maybe things I should be looking forward to. Let me know all of them. In the meantime, look forward to the next video. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a good one.